Well, there was one time that I don't remember very well, and I want to kind of get back to that moment in time. Maybe I can squeeze it out of him a little bit.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I don't even know what I'm in for. This is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my dirty special guest,
Let me cut you off, Don Kincaid.
my filthy special guest, Dirt Bag Dan. What's up, my man?
Well, let me add to your little intro. I am the Godfather of Filth, the Sultan of Slime, the Guru of Grime, the Duke of Dust, the Prince of Puke, the Master of Mud, the Deacon of Dirt, the Honcho of Herpes. I don't like that still. Dirt Bag Dan.
Wait, the Hancha. I don't. I have all of those written down. I was gonna say all of that, but not right now. But the what of herpes?
A buddy of mine's like, I got a good catchphrase for you. The Honcho of Herpes. I'm like, no, man, no.
Oh god.
Everything I say is kind of me. I am a deacon. You know, I marry people. I'm the master of mud because I like to get dirty.
Twice.
Twice, 2 times. Remember that.
Uh-huh.
They're dermatologists, you know. But the honcho of herpes, I don't even consider myself a honcho kind of person. And I've never had an STD. Knock on wood.
Wow. I didn't see that coming.
You've assumed, Don Kincaid? Don Kincaid, starting the pod, you think I'm an STD kind of guy? No, I'm a DBD kind of guy.
Well, you're dirty, you're filthy, you don't use soap, so hey, you never know.
And that's why I have not caught the coronavirus. I've got a hell of an immune system. I walk out barehanded, no mask, just keeping it straight up dirty.
Wow. Dirtbag Dan, neat, if you will. Never mind. I heard a notification. I don't want to get the chemical warfare in my face, so I'm going to turn that off real quick. We don't want no interruptions. Yeah. God. Yeah, that is kind of it's a fave, but not a fave of both mine and my father because he loves when you do it, but he's so fucking grossed out. Oh my God, it's one of the funniest things that you do that he loves. What made you start? What med you start licking your armpit?
I found out I can lick it. My tongue will reach there, so why not? Let's see.
Get the fuck out of here! Get out of here! You're such an asshole. Oh,
Any ladies out there?
oh my God.
Putting right on too, so it's fucking even closer right now.
Oh my God, that's some shit right there. Hey, I don't know if I can wear my headphones this whole time because I mean, Dirtbag Dan makes me a little excited. I feel like I'm on the Kokana a little bit. I get all amped up when the devil's lettuce. Hey, I'm all about the devil's lettuce. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm all about the devil's nose.
Uh,
the boys that know me know that I do what I do, and I'm gonna do what I do.
well, you're you're Dirtbag Dan. I mean, it is what it is.
It is. It is what it is. Take a little
Now,
trip to the refrigerator.
yeah, go ahead. And I'm going to introduce for you that don't know who Dirtbag Dan is, where the hell you been? And I'm telling you, boys and girls, this guy puts on a show. He puts on a show every single time. He kind of, looks kind of like a punk rocker kind of guy, if you will. I don't know how to really put it. We're going to ask him to put it in his own words, but he comes out, he's a regular kind of dude. And I think I relate right to him because he just comes out and he licks his armpit. He takes his armpit and puts it in the referee's faces. And he does some cool little antidotes within matches. Dirtbag Dan, could I describe you as a punkish rocker kind of? How would you describe your character?
You said I kind of look like a punk rock. Now, I feel like I am very punk rock inside and outside the ring. See, punk rock isn't a style. It's not a genre. It's about life. It's about living and loving the music and rocking and rolling. That's punk rock. Living, loving, and doing what you want. That's how I feel inside and outside. You see my style. It's dirty. It's grimy. You'd say even grungy. Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, grunge, punk rock, Ramones, Rancid, T.I. You could add all those in one mix and still get this.
Excuse me. I don't have the Kincaid. I swear. Never mind.
You named the disease after yourself now, Don Kincaid.
Neither here nor there. I gotta say, after seeing you for quite some time now, you look a little different. You've got hair and stuff. What's going on? You lost your beard. What the hell's going on? Who are you? Who am I talking to?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Before this whole coronavirus took over wrestling and put an end on it for a minute, I wanted to clean up the act and maybe bring back an old persona of myself. See, for the longest time, it was always Dirtbag Dan, Mr. No Hope in Soap, the godfather of filth. But for a short time, I was once known for a couple years as Dan Rageous. He's not outrageous. He's Dan Rageous. Looking like a young Chris Jericho, a young Lionheart, if you will. So I shaved up, I cleaned up, and anticipated my first show with nothing, and then everything got canceled. My last show was March 7th in Long Island, New York. It's been a month. I'm going through withdrawals. It sucks, man. It sucks.
And I've related. That's okay. That's okay. Take your time. Are you okay?
I don't even have any tissues. I've run through all my toilet paper, wiping my ass. I used the tissue paper when I ran out of toilet paper. You were laughing. I'm dead serious, man. I just had McDonald's before. I thought I had to shit, and I'm like, I can't even shit. I got no toilet paper. I'm not lying. Take a walk on me. Here, I'll show you the bathroom. I'm show you.
Didn't they put your food in a bag though? You could use the bag.
No toilet paper. No toilet paper. No fucking tissue paper. I ran through all of it already. I'm here 5 days a week in a hotel. I fucking shit my brains out.
Well, wait a minute. Does Dirtbag Dan live in a hotel?
I have been living in a hotel since January. My job has me out in Pennsylvania in Amish country. So this is my hotel. I got 2 beds. One here, that's the one I sleep in because it's a mess. There's the extra bed. But it's a pretty big room, honestly. Good cable TV, tiny ass mini fridge, microwave. Ugh, disgusting. And this is where the magic happens. This here is my throne. Listen. Such good flow, and it circulates nice. But yeah, I've been living. But I only got 2 more weeks out here. Then I go home and back to working in Jersey for a while.
Are you going to be quarantined? Because crossing borders is like a no-no right now.
See, this whole quarantine thing does not affect me because nobody puts a restriction on me. Like earlier this week, I drove to Delaware just because I was bored. Today, I drove to Maryland and saw a waterfall. Took a nice little hike. Took some pictures I'll post later. This is the shit I've been doing, man. I found a spot that sells funnel cakes. Funnel fucking cakes up the road. I found an abandoned hospital. I'm traveling. I'm driving. I'm quarantining myself in my vehicle with some good music and high roads. That's all I've been. It's crazy.
Well, it's better than amongst many other things you could have mentioned. So, hey, I think you're doing pretty good, you know.
Wait.
Like, nope. So, anywho, no, hey. You have a little different.
I'm actually wearing my dermatologist shirt. I have to wear it inside out for work. They don't like graphics on my shirts.
So you mentioned Dan Rageous. I am very intrigued. What the hell is Dan Rageous?
Dan Rageous was tights, wearing yellow and white tights, kick pads. If you go on YouTube, you can search Dan Rageous Wrestling. Dan Rageous was the first ever Jersey Shore, awesome Jersey Shore champion. Dan Rageous was also the first ever GSPW Cruiser Core champion. Dan Rageous also was the first ever JWA American champion, first ever NWS Cruiserweight champion. So Dan Rageous had very successful title runs in 4 different companies.
Um, I, my brain has got like this weird Tourette thing going on, like it's a rotary phone, but it's like stuck. You're really taking me for a ride here, because I've only known you as the filthy person that we all know and love.
And I also wrestled on the USS Battleship New Jersey as Dan Rageous. Now, as far as I know, there has only been one other wrestling event on that battleship, and it was, I believe, the World Wrestling Federation. So I was privileged to wrestle on the tail end of the USS New Jersey. I did a battle royal where I was crowned the Battleship Champion, and I renamed it the USS Dan Rageous. And you can find that on YouTube. Just search Dan Rageous Wrestling. I did a Iron Man match in the summer, in July, outdoors. That was brutal. But yeah, there's some interesting matches with Dan Rageous you can find.
Okay, so we know and love Dirtbag Dan. Sometimes we don't love him all the time. He pees on us, we pee on him a little bit. It's a little thing that we got going on. But for the most time,
I'm not into golden showers. I mean, yeah.
Says you. So it's a thing that we have going on here and there. Could you please give us just a smidge of a big difference between Dirtbag Dan and Dan Rageous?
Dirtbag Dan, licking armpits, kind of a brawler, if you will. You've seen Dirtbag Dan in action. A no fucks given, gonna do whatever it takes to win, or not even win, just hurt his opponent. Because Dirtbag Dan always lived by the motto, I'm gonna beat you with stone, burn you with steel, and cover your wounds in salt. Yeah, it's not about the wins and losses. It's about sending a message. Dan Rageous, clean cut, cruiserweight, high flying son of a gun that can out wrestle most of the people. A groundsman and a high flyer at the same time. 2 different styles. 2 different people, really. But if things happen, maybe Dan Rageous will show up in New England one day. You never know. Never know. I just gotta dust off the old tights, see if they still fit, because I haven't worn them in like 12 years.
Okay, what do you give us the fans? How do I put it? Give us the fans the percentile of you fitting in a pair of 12-year-old tights. 30-70, maybe 20-80, 10-90. Well, what do you think?
I don't know. I don't want to think about it. I'm showing my age now. Fucking old. 18 years doing this, bro. 18 years in professional wrestling.
Now
I'm 30. I'm 34 years old. Do the math.
That's very interesting, because I've seen you do some crazy ass mother bleeping stuff, man. Take us back, because I've been wanting to talk to you for a while. Trying to get you at Battlefront is not a task. It's an impossible task, because you are in game mode, dude. You are not fucking around when I see you.
Sometimes, show days are tough. I mean, I always tell you, I want to sit down with you. Give me a minute. But I'm running around chasing promoters, just trying to find out the ins and outs of what's going on without giving too much away. I'm trying to figure out the story of what's in for the night, in store for the night. And then once I find out, it's like you said, it's go mode. It's focus mode. What can I do different? What can I do to know, instead of going, what's my name? Trying to get in the crowd's head at the same time. I see who comes in. Maybe you guys don't notice me when the fans are walking in. I kind of see who's who and where's what. You sit on one side of the ring, other people sit there, and I want that big reaction. So what do I do differently? What can I do to pop the crowd? And that's the hardest part. You want to sit down. I want to sit down every time when I see you, Kincaid. It's just hard to, man. Especially when the locker room's in a bar too. It's so much hate.
It's just calling you. It's like, Dirtbag Dan, come here.
Come to me.
But I get that though. And if you notice, I don't press the fact because you know that we've been trying to connect, and I never press the fact. I give you, hey, what's good? Maybe we can do this. You say yes, and I go, he's got that look in his eye. I don't think that's happening tonight.
I feel bad every time because I'm like, after the end of the show, I'm like, oh fuck, man. Kincaid probably hates me by now. You know, I'm like, this guy, he comes out, he puts the shit out of me with his dad. They cheer me, they talk about stuff, and I'm like, all he wants is an interview. And I'm like, shit. And usually, you think about it too, pardon me, I'm either all bloody, 95% of the time it's after a show where I'm bleeding everywhere profusely, or it's just like, I thought in my mind it was a shitty match and I'm pissed off now. You know, that's a very small percentage where I think it's a shitty match. So, but if we didn't do this Skype thing, my goal was to, like, since all my weekends are free right now, drive out to Connecticut and do something with it. Because I loved what you did with El Jabroni back in the day out in the field. I think it was your house.
Yeah. We went to Bird Pond in Torrington, and we just kind of trickled into the trail a little bit. Now, the best thing about that was the random fucking people just seeing a masked wrestler with a dude who's interviewing him with just a fucking tripod and a phone sitting in the middle of a trail. Could you imagine that shit?
You know, I can't imagine that shit. And I'd want to up it one.
Oh my God. That shit was hilarious. I've met there was two older ladies, and I mean a good 70 something or better easily. And one was all about it. And then the other one, she was like, oh, my husband William was a wrestler back in the day. And I'm like, oh, no kidding. Come on, let's interview you. And she's like, oh, heavens, no.
Oh, that's the shit I like, man. The randomness of, like, just people, like, intrigued by what's going on. Yeah, you know, that's what's good about you. You're an outrageous motherfucker like me, man. You just like to go with the flow, and you give no fucks.
No, I kind of don't. It's hard because I like to cuss. I don't know. It just kind of flows out. But when I'm at the shows, I'm not one of those fans that go, you're a piece of shit, fuck you. And I don't do any of that stuff. I kind of just, I do my thing,
Because he is a piece of shit. Huge piece.
Now, Dirtbag Dan, again, you kind of, let's see. I meet you at Paradise Alley. No, Test of Strength. I'm sorry. Test of Strength. And you were the partner, if I'm not mistaken, of one Ryan Frost.
Funny you say that. He just messaged me recently during the week, the fuckhead. Not only is he still holding my wife hostage, the Battlefront Pro Hardcore Championship, he's making a mockery out of it. But he texted me saying, hey, brother. Now he's, hey, brother. Just want to let you know I'm watching our very first match. And I said, hey, fuck nuts. Send me the video. So I'm watching it, and he goes, man, we were the shits. And I was like, maybe you. I'm fucking awesome. But the only reason Ryan Frost got that victory, his first victory, was because of the one, the only Dirtbag Dan. Just saying. What goes around comes around. Ryan, if you're watching this, May 9th might be postponed. May 9th might be canceled. But May 9th is still open for me. And whether it's in a parking lot, it's in an empty hall, or it's in your living room, I'm coming for what's rightfully mine. Regardless if Rebecca Payne wants to take the trip, I'm still coming.
I just want to stay on the Frost for a second because you didn't lose your championship. One Johnny Chill kind of got scooped up. He took that belt, and Ryan has been champion ever since. And that seemed to be the biggest part and factor of why. Now, boys and girls, for you that don't know, there was Big Cal Stevens, Johnny Chill, and Dirtbag Dan. And they were called the Filthy Family. Now, that whole scoop up, right?
Cousin.
Yeah. Now that whole scoop up of Johnny Chill, because he was in possession of said belt while Dirtbag Dan was busy in a tag team match, if I'm not mistaken.
Title match, which Big Cal Stevens got pinned and lost our tag team championships. 2 fucks, 1 night.
And here we are. That was the beginning of the end. Could I say that is correct? And what could we maybe down the road a little bit? I don't know. In the near future, like immediately when we come back, see the Filthy Family together, or never again.
Well, back in I think it was October, I made it clear to Battlefront fans that the Filthy Family was done. But to be deadly honest here, it really wasn't my cousin's fault. It was Battlefront's management. See, when I won that hardcore title, I announced Freebird rules. They can go anywhere in the Filthy Family. I also announced the 24/7 rule was done. There was no more 24/7 rule. Go back and watch your video, Don Kincaid. When I won it, I said Freebirds. I said 24/7 rule is done, and I challenged David Arquette. Ryan Frost went out there, beat up my little cousin, and took a belt. So Battlefront management fucked up.
Man, that's a perspective I didn't even think of, because again, I get very excited. I put the footage up. I want everybody to see it, and I don't always go through it. I just clip it and hurry up and put it up. So I'm going to have to look back at that myself.
If you find it, it's at the end. I mean, the match was over 20 minutes long. Well, you'll see it at the end. I announced Freebird rules. I say 24/7 rules are done. That shit is dead. And then I challenged David Arquette, who no-sold the fuck out of me on Twitter. But I'm on Instagram now at The Dartologist. I'll challenge him there, too. Excuse me.
Now, the Filthy Family is dissipated. You've kind of moved on. They've moved on. They're all 3 of you are doing your own thing. And
since I killed the Filthy Family, those boys weren't doing shit after I cut them off. They weren't on the roads. They weren't making the miles and smiles, taking towns and doing rounds. I spent like what was it, January I was in Maine. February I was in Indiana and Ohio. Where were they? Sitting home, playing their Xbox, watching the network. I was main eventing shows. Main eventing left and right. That's what I do.
You have a tenure of 20 plus, well, not 20 plus years, 18 years. I'm sorry.
You're killing me, man. My age is showing. You can see it in my face.
I know. I'm not that bright. You know that. You just got to stay with me a little bit.
Fucking high, man. I wish I was drunk. You're high. This video, let me be real. If this interview would be so much better if I was shit-faced drunk, because I'd have those loose lips, I'd be putting a lot of people on blast right now.
No. See, this is a little bit better, because we get to share a little bit without getting too violent, too filthy on certain part.
We'll be PG-13.
The character Dirtbag Dan has really got me going, because ever since I met you, man, I've kind of latched on immediately. And you come out and you say East Brantford's favorite son. And I started correcting you. I would say, but we're in East Hartford, and that was the beginning of the relationship, and it's been a hell of a ride since. And it's been like my dad. I think he likes it more than I do. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell.
I dove on you last year. I literally gave you a black eye. In a freak accident with a suicide dive, I took you out. You were in the front row, and I literally took you out of your chair and moved you 2 rows back. How the fuck does that happen?
Okay, this is what I remember from said night. We were at Battlefront Pro Wrestling. I forget the exact title of the show. The entrance comes out this way. I always like to be right here, front row on the corner, so I can get the entrance. So I'm sitting there. Yusuf and Dan Gore are making their way this way. because I've just watched it today to try to recollect some of this shit. You take a running to the ropes. You come flying over,
dive. It's called
and
a
you're
suicide
gonna.
dive.
Yes. Now, it
Hold on
wasn't
one
a suicide. It wasn't a suicide dive though. It turned into a suicide dive, spinning wheel kick mid-air,
second.
and and your foot. It came and hit me in the head, doing about 1,000 miles an hour as I was doing this. Fight forever, da 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 da. Fight for. And my phone took a. So my phone flips up 1,000 times. It lands on the ground, and I hear as the phone is on the ground, "Holy shit! Holy shit! Holy shit!"
You ready to go on a ride with me?
Wait, where are we going?
Well, I gotta go to work. So what I'm gonna do is I gotta jump. You're walking with me. We're talking. We're not leaving this interview yet. People, I don't understand. Like, look, I go live at least once or twice a week. I go Facebook Live, and I feel like when I do a 10-minute video, people are bored of it. But then I do get messages afterwards, and they're like, "Dude, why'd you end it?" I'm like, "I thought you guys were getting bored of my shit." Like, no, I don't know what people find me entertaining for some reason. It's weird.
We do. We tune in when Dirtbag Dan, when the thing goes up at the top, Dirtbag Dan is live. I'm like,
Filthy Fridays. You'll know sometime on Friday I will be live. I want to make sure I got all my shit. I already packed all my bags. They're in my car, but I'll come back here at like 2 a.m. on my lunch. Let's take a walk.
hey, I'm down. Hey, I don't smoke on these, but I think I could. Can I smoke a cigarette?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette in a minute too.
Oh, good. Well, that's kind of what I figured. If you're going outside, I knew a cigarette was coming, and I think maybe I could actually use one. Now the spinning wheel kick. When you figured out that you knocked my ass out, what part of it was it when it happened or later on the fact?
I think it was the next day or after the show. Someone's like, "You killed Don Kincaid," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" Because like my mentality when I'm wrestling is like I blank out everyone. I don't see no one. A lot of times I don't hear shit. But so I do the dive, and I didn't know I hit you at first. I went back in the ring. I started going, and you're putting pictures up the next day. Your head's all bandaged. You're like, "Oh, Dirtbag Dan tried to kill me," and I'm like, "What?" Unintentionally. So hold on. I want to show you guys the Dirtmobile. If you guys haven't seen it in a while.
Oh my God. Look at that fucking thing. Are you shitting me?
It's getting there. It is now the sexy side's over here. This is what all the little sluts. Let's see where the camera is. I got some dirty girls over here.
What the fuck? Holy shit. So how long have you been doing this to your car?
About a month and a half. A coworker was like, "Hey, let's sticker bomb your car." I'm like, "What the fuck is sticker bombing?" And he goes, "Oh, it's where you put stickers on your car." And I'm like, "All right, let's do it." And now I got over 300 stickers on my car, but I need more stickers. So if anyone's watching this shit and you have stickers, send me your stickers. That's fucking windy out here. Holy shit. Damn. Whoa. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to drive with my interior light on.
That's fine.
5 miles, but I don't care.
Hey, if we lose connection for any reason whatsoever, I mean, feel free to call me if you can, but if you can't, it is what it is.
No. We're gonna keep this shit going, bro. I'm fucking ready. Let's fucking do this, Don Kincaid.
Okay, since I got you amped up, give me your thoughts for the build-up and the whole journey of Len Oddity versus Dirtbag Dan in a no-rope barbed wire match, dude. That was a fucking ride and a half, and I've been really waiting to talk to you for that specifically. Uh-oh. I had a feeling it could get wonky because once you start traveling, things get a little funky. He thought he was good, but I don't know if he was good because we're still recording here at 2940, we'll mark it. It's a little frozen. If he comes back, we'll kick it. Man, right when I got to that Len Oddity Dirtbag Dan match, oh my God. Of course it would have. I should have started with that, but I wanted to build up to that a little bit. And then he got all amped up. I figured that was the perfect time to talk about a bar.
Oh, no.
There he
You
is.
still there?
Yeah, there he is.
What happened?
I told you the connection, it'll get wonky when you travel. You didn't believe me.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, thank God. Oh, so all right. So we met, we hit it off. We stayed in contact on the MySpace days, and it wasn't until last year, I believe, that we finally had a match together, and it was at Immortal Championship Wrestling. It was a tag team match. Again, I've known this guy over, I want to say, over 12 years. First time we ever had a match together, tag team match at another company. Then Battlefront. The governor, Stan the Man, and these motherfuckers, they can't beat down Dirtbag Dan. So they have to hire Len Oddity. The only way to deal with a psycho is to get a psychopath. And look, they couldn't control me. They beat up Big Cal Stevens to win the tag team titles. They didn't beat up Dirtbag Dan. No. My fight doesn't end. Big Cal Stevens, a dead weight off my back. Gone. So this leads to a barbed wire match. Two psychopaths to kill each other. And I believe we did so. And even hugged afterwards because two crazies. Are me and him done though? No. Me and Len Oddity will meet again.
What?
We will. Oh, my God. Once wrestling serves, that's my only goal. That's my only desire. Len freaking Oddity. But this time, no, this time, I want him in a steel cage.
What?
But with a twist. With a little bit of twist, because we both enjoyed that barbed wire so much. I want the top of that cage wrapped in barbed wire, so no one can escape. Yes. I think that would be awesome. That's just me, though. I don't know.
My heart is kind of going a little pitter patter, man. That's some cool sounding shit right there.
Well, when your heart goes pitter patter, let me introduce you to my road dog, Jolly Joe. Jolly, what do you have to say for yourself? Hold on, Don. Jolly Joe wants to. Don't breathe. I should really watch the road.
What? Okay.
I love being high.
Get back in the seatbelt, bitch. Sorry.
Where did you acquire the pet? What happened? What's going on there?
Hey, man, everyone needs a road dog in their car, and I got me a road dog. Let's just say things after holidays are a lot cheaper. That was a Valentine's thing. The day after Valentine's Day, day after Halloween, day after Christmas, everything's 50% off. I don't pay full price. I'm a dirtbag.
Now that's a stuffed dog, not like a blow-up dog, right? Because I mean,
so I just posted the other day that I've acquired a new road dog. Back in the day, I had a gentleman named Albert Whitman. Albert Whitman was a 2-foot-tall stuffed animal lion. He was in my car all the time. When he left, eventually down the road, I inquired at KB Toys, if anyone remembers KB Toys, a 4-foot-tall inflatable dinosaur. And I called him Albert Whitman Jr. All right. When he died, years later, I inquired what's the proper word for this? A sex doll. Fuck it. An inflatable sex doll. And her name was J-Ho, because this thing had a fat ass. And I'm not going to lie to you, Donkey King, because it's you. I had sex with a blow-up doll, okay? And I wore a condom. No, don't laugh. This is serious shit. I wore a condom with a blow-up doll. Yeah. You don't know where those things have been. That's disgusting. So I had sex with a blow-up doll. All right, I'm glad I can air this out.
Did I just hear Dirtbag Dan say something is disgusting, I never thought I would ever hear that in my lifetime.
Here's how I look at it. Look, they manufacture these blow-up dolls, right? Someone's got to test them. All right. Like I said, I've never had an STD. I was not catching an STD from fucking a blow-up doll. All right, Don Kincaid? Yeah, what? Suck it.
Ooh, man. Does that put you in that what was it, the something of
Give me, officer. I'm on the phone right now. These cops are just eyeballing me. I just pulled into my parking lot at work. Oh man, suck a dick, cop. Walmart closed at 8:30, motherfucker. They're looking at me because they look at the car. They're like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, and you look at that car. I mean, come on.
Yeah, well, you can suck a bag of dicks. Oh, Don Kincaid.
Dirtbag Dan, what a ride you took us on. That was fucking awesome.
I feel like I got here quicker than normal. I don't know why. Maybe because I wasn't paying attention to the road. Or like, I don't even. I've been interesting in my car. Like, I got my suitcase bag back here with all my shit for the week. I got a book bag here. Usually I have food and snacks in it. It's fucking empty because I ate a lot this week for some reason. I got a roll of toilet paper back here. All right, that I found on the street. I left my sister's house. It was like a roll of tumbleweed, right? I walk out and there's this paper rolling down the street, and I'm like, I need that. I'm hoping someone breaks into my car one day just to steal toilet paper. It'd be the funniest fucking thing in the world.
So if you see a car that's been sticker bombed with about 300 stickers.
Don't be telling people to rob my car, Don Kincaid.
Oh, okay. I was trying to.
Guard dog. This guard dog is ferocious.
I thought I was helping you out there for a second. I thought you could have told a cool antidote story of somebody. Never mind.
It's like when me and Lennon scared each other down.
Oh my God. I'm watching Dan French kiss his dog. Unbelievable. I should have expected this. See, this is what I'm talking about, boys and girls. Could you imagine him at a show? I mean, holy shit.
And look, I started back in January. I debuted for a show in South Jersey, and I licked somebody's foot during intermission. And what it was I licked someone's foot, and I got a "you sick fuck" chant. Keep looking, cop. Keep fucking looking. West Sadbury. That's the name of your town, Sadbury. Weird. Why are you laughing at me all the time, Don Kincaid? I want to love you.
There's something that I wanted to bring up before we have to let you go because I know you have work. I would come up with you.
I got 10 minutes. Unless you want to get rid of me, fuck nuts.
No, not at all. But I would, I do my thing. Hey, Don Kincaid here, Senator Kincaid Fowles, and I get in the face, But anywho, I would, I've set some aside that I found on my face page today. I'm going to make a montage. It's going to be a special montage just for Dirtbag Dan. And it's going to be a bunch of...
No, I'm just doing a Skype video. If you want to hit the call, you know you can deal, girl. Come on. Just put a Band-Aid on it.
I gave you one.
No, you gave me a sticker. I said a Band-Aid. Find a big ass band. I said, I was going to say tampon. Pad. Got it. I can do that. All right. Sorry. Back to you. All right. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
You're good. All right.
Who was that?
The woman that works at the store I'm at.
Gotcha. I would go up to you and I would start saying, Don Kincaid here, Senator Kincaid Fowles. I am here with Dirtbag Dan, and you would go,
shut Don Kincaid.
Cracks me up every fucking time.
I'm like, hey, this is the nicest fucking guy in the world, and I'm telling him to shut up, and he still cheers for me.
Oh shit! Yeah, I took you for a run. Whoa!
Why are you dropping stuff, bro? Why?
Holy shit! I'm sorry, sir. Wow. Dude, one of my favorite all-time things, when I see Dirtbag Dan on the bill, I go, oh my God, I hope I can go get a fucking promo so he tells me to shut the fuck up. I don't know why I enjoyed that so much.
Last year at PAPW, you had no idea I was on the show, and it was me versus El Jabroni. And El Jabroni came out first. You went ape shit. You're like, oh, El Jabroni, El Jabroni. And then my music hit. And you're like, oh, what? Dirtbag Dan's here. You didn't know who to cheer for.
Because I don't know why. It's just a thing. Fans get drawn to Dirtbag Dan. Is that something you found from promotion to promotion? Because you've worked at a lot of places, my friend.
I couldn't even tell you how many places I've worked, because there's like the one and done companies. I've had storylines in companies, and then I've traveled a lot. And I was actually brainstorming. Like today, I saw that I've won like 14 championships. I've worked in a lot of states on the East Coast. What's up? You really bought me gummy light? You want a cigarette? Sorry.
No, that's okay.
Hey, what's up? Hi.
Hey, what's up, man?
My friend Danny.
Don Kincaid here, Senator Ray Kincaid Files with Dirtbag Dan.
Yeah, they know. Everyone knows I'm Dirtbag Dan.
Yeah. Hey, are those edible gummies? What do you got going on?
No, they're not edible gummies. All right? That would be really nice right now. But for us, it's Friday at work because everyone goes home tomorrow. People that live in Philly, people that live in Jersey, we all get to go the fuck home.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So, do you find that the fans attached to Dirtbag Dan no matter where you go? Because it seems that way.
I don't know why they attached to me. If you look at like when I debuted at Battlefront, the fans hated me. They literally hated me in that first match, and when I came back a month and a half later, they loved me. And it's just I don't know. Some places they don't know how to react toward me at first, and then they absolutely love me. Like Indiana, I debuted out there, and I was the main event. I was the fucking main event on my debut. And fans got to interact with me during intermission, buy my merchandise. They got to know me. Some people were like, hey, we've seen some videos. We wanted to know who you were, because they've been billing you bigger and bigger for this event. And after my match was over, I actually used a little kid in the match too. During my hardcore match, I picked up a child and used him as a battering ram against my opponent. And after the show, this father and son came to me like, you just made my son's day. We are fans for life. And it's like, I will do a little bit of comedy just to get the crowd to ha-ha and some serious shit in the world. You come to wrestling to get away from everything. You really do. You come to a show for 2-3 hours to let loose, have fun, yell and scream, believe in something again. You know, everyone knows what it is, you know, but they want to believe, and they want their kids to believe and have a good time and forget about everything. And that's what we do. So when I use this little kid as a battering ram, because I asked the crowd, I'm like, whose child could I use? And this one kid was like, hey! Not going to lie, it was a little heavy. But I picked him up and used him as a battering ram. And I made this kid say, he probably went to school on Monday and was like, oh, I got to show you this video. And he fell in love. And that's why people like Dirtbag Dan. When it's a one and done time, some fans don't get the opportunity to follow me more. So they don't get to see the whole persona. But you know me, Don, outside the ring too. Is there a big difference between Danny Pettit and Dirtbag Dan?
No, because that's what we say. Some of the best characters, you don't have to make from scratch. You take it organically and you use yourself, but jack it up a little bit more, sometimes a lot bit more. So what you've done is pretty much that, because that's why when you mentioned this Dan Rageous thing, I'm like, wait a minute, that's like a gimmick, like a gimmick, a character. But Dirtbag Dan, that's you, like just juiced up a little bit more.
And Dirtbag Dan isn't a look, you know, it's not that whole grungy look. Dirtbag can be a style. You don't got to look dirty to play dirty, if you catch the drift. You know, I could come out there clean cut, looking sharp, and still be the one. Look at Ric Flair, the dirtiest player in the game. I've got nothing on him, but did he look grungy and dirty?
So,
I've got the look to back it up.
So do you find it difficult to play something different since you've been Dirtbag Dan for a while? And I get that it's been a while for this Dan Rageous thing, but is it something that you've already invested yourself in before that you can just jump right back in?
I think so. I mean, especially with this time off right now, it could be an opportunity. I want to say, like, to reinvent myself. Look at the Jay and Silent Bob movie. It was a reboot on a reboot. You know what I mean? It was Hollywood remaking a movie that they were remaking. I can do the same thing. Dan Rageous can come out of left field, and it's like, whoa, what the fuck? What happened to Dirtbag? I've had the time to clean up, find hope in soap, and change it up. Like when I got out of Dan Rageous, what brought me leaving the Dan Rageous character was the fans chanting for Dirtbag. And what I would do is when they cheered for us, it stopped calling me a dirtbag, instant heat. Oh, you dirtbag. So my final straw was in a title match I had, I pulled a chair out from underneath the ring, and it happened to be spray painted Dirtbag Dan on it.
Holy shit.
I beat my opponent with a chair and held the chair up, and I looked at it, did a stare down, and was like, it's time to come back.
Those are the moments in a wrestler's life, because we take moments from the shows and bring them home with us, or on the road to home, and we talk about what happened that night or whatever. Like you were saying, that kid's gonna go to school and be like, dude, you gotta check this shit out. But now you as a wrestler, you find these moments that really stick out like that. And dude, wrestling does it to all of us. It's wrestling.
There's a great memory right now, I can say. This guy, Dan Laura, and his wife, they have a disabled son named Dan. And the kid absolutely loves wrestling. I did a show for them, I think, last year or a year and a half ago, where I actually donated my shirt, some stuff to him. And they post pictures of his son wearing wrestlers' T-shirts all the time. And recently they tagged me in one. And it's like, that's why I do it. They bring their disabled son to these events, and this kid has the time of his life. It's one of the most memorable things ever in the world, where this kid can ignore his pain, ignore any agony and any trouble he has, and just go and love what he enjoys for 2 hours and get a high out of that. And it's like, for me to go home with that going, all right, I could have sold that shirt for $20, but I gave it to someone that's going to love it even more, then I'm going to appreciate $20. Because money's not everything. You can't take it when you're dead. You know what I mean? This kid loves wrestling, and that's why I do it. Guys like you, kids, parents, anything, that's why we do it. It's the love of it. And that's what makes the memories for me at the end of the day, too. Seeing the smiles.
Wrestling is it takes a lot to make the dance go around, as I kind of put it, with the fans, the wrestlers, referees, announcers, you name it. It takes a lot of people to make that dance happen. And again, I latch on to your character right off the ripper. You introduce us. Oh, how pretty. Then you introduce us to...
All right? My lips are chapped. It's cold outside.
You introduce us to Big Cal. Then you introduce us to little cousin Johnny Chill. You took us on that whole ride. You took us on the ride of the whole split up. Now we might see some Dan Rageous that we've never seen ever. Dude, you're a never-ending roller coaster with us. And I can't thank you enough for doing your art, the whole Len Oddity thing. Dude, I'm just fucking mind blown on how much you present in wrestling as one person.
Well, thank you. And it's like I said, it's people like you that we do it for. You guys have so much love for it, and we feed off of that so much. And if it wasn't for guys like you that are going out there taking the videos, the pictures, even Fogman, like, you guys make it for us. And we thank you. I'm mind blown. I'm speechless by in some ways of it, because we absolutely love it. Because you guys feed into us and we feed into you, and that's what it's about.
You've been in for 18 years. How much of a run does Dan got left?
I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping anytime soon, Don Kincaid. What? Why are you looking at me? I do gotta go, man. I gotta go into work. I'm sorry, Don Kincaid.
That's okay.
Thank
Hey,
you so much.
This was Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very filthy guest, Dirtbag.
Father, the soul of slime, the guru of grime, the duke of dust, the prince of puke, the master of mud, the deacon of dirt, Dirtbag Dan. Don Kincaid, thank you very much.
Hey.